Yes, so thank you for time. Thank you for introduction, Michael. So in the last release, we upgraded the Spark version to 3.4.1, but yesterday they released 3.5, I think. So we're not up to date, but we're close to that and we're following them. And today I'm going to tell you a story of a Databricks integration test, and a lot of fun has been around it, at least for me. So, our OpenLinux Spark integration is pretty popular because many people are using Spark and would like to extract Linux from that. And Databricks is a popular runtime for Spark. But from time to time, we're getting the issues like this. Hey, something is not working on Databricks. And, the issue contains a stack trace, and somewhere deep down the stack trace, one can find there is no such method like aggregate expression class has no result ID method. And, the issue was assigned to me. I looked at it and said, hey, but, the vanilla Spark has such a method. What can we do with this? And it turns out that perhaps vanilla Spark has such method, but on Databricks Runtime, there is no such method, and instead they do have result IDs method on that class. And at the end, we end up with a fix that solves the problem, but is not the best looking code, I would say, because it checks, hey, do you have result ID method? If not, let's use the reflection to call the result IDs method. And the problem with this code is that we couldn't do any good test for that. So, I mean, if a new contributor comes to see the code base and asks a question, can we get rid of it? We can get rid of this code because it's not covered in any test. So there was a need for us to, be able to verify such changes, such behavior, and to speed up working on such issues. Because if you do it manually, you have to build a jar, upload it to Databricks, start up a cluster, turn on OpenLinux and Spark session and see what you can get. And it was not possible. So the issue is from May. It was not possible at that time. Fortunately, in the early summer, Databricks released Databricks SDK Java library, which is developed rapidly. So each week they're releasing new version. It has just 13 stars. So it's pretty new, but it's cool because you can do a lot from the Java code at the Databricks runtime. So what's important for us, one could start a cluster, create a cluster, upload a file onto DBFS. For us, it's uploading OpenLinux jar. One can upload an init script, assign init script to a cluster, and run a job. So that's all we needed to run an integration test. Yeah. And the still missing part was, okay, but how do we capture the lineage events? Because we don't want to set up a web server publicly. So the missing part was to implement on our side the file transport, which allows saving OpenLinux events to a file locally on a computer. And and these were all the bricks that were missing before to make it happen. So we've prepared a change that allowed the file transport on our side. And whenever do we have some job that we would like to test, we, at the beginning, we configure it to output OpenLinux events to a file. And then at the end of the tested job, we move that file to DBFS, because DBFS can be accessed from the place where the integration test is run. So I'm able to run my integration test from my laptop, and it creates a cluster, does all the configuration stuff, runs this job. At the end, the event files are written to a file, and then I'm able through DBFS to capture the file and to see if those events contain the things that that I wanted to verify. And and then that's something that's really speeds up our work and allows us to have better code. And actually, we just needed to wait a few weeks to have a new contributor to OpenLineage who made use of it and prepared two tests for wide and narrow transformations to verify that the events contain what we expect. So I don't think it's a huge change to the project, but within the aspect of supporting OpenLineage Spark on Databricks, it's really helpful, and I really hope it will be helpful to other contributors either to speed up our work and have more coverage of Spark integration. Thank you.